Welcome to the World of Rare Disease, a show that focuses on awareness and education about rare and complex disorders. My name is Lisa Deck, and I am a Rare New England committee member and your host for today's show. Today's guest is Eden Lord and her daughter, Cambria. Eden is a mother of four and a passionate and accomplished rare disease advocate. With her husband, in honor of her rare daughter, Cambria, who is here today, Eden founded the Cambria Lord Foundation in 2010. The foundation helps families with children affected by rare and chronic illness by making every parent an advocate. In the past, Eden worked as an online education consultant for higher education institutions. For the last 10 years, she has worked as an advocate for the rare disease community and continues to pursue legislation advancing rare disease research. Eden holds a BA in economics and a master's in organizational management. On today's show, we will get to know Eden, and we will get to know Cambria. We'll learn about the nonprofit work that they both do and learn about the Cambria Lord Foundation. I am so pleased to welcome Eden and Cambria to our show today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. We're going to jump right in. I wanted to start, and I think we will take turns with both of you answering, or either of you answering. But tell us a little bit about your rare disease connection, please.
Well, we are actually steeped in rare disease in our household. I am third generation rare disease patient. Cambria is fourth. Cambria lives with panhypopituitarism and secondary adrenal insufficiency. You can jump in anytime here. And has also been diagnosed recently with papilledema, and we've got some undiagnosed issues as well that we're slowly starting to wade into and hopefully get some answers.
Great. So Cambria, how does rare disease affect your life?
It doesn't really.
No, so that's good.
You don't let it stop you, right?
No.
What did you do last year for the first time? Do you remember? What did you play?
What?
Were you on a volleyball team?
Yes.
First time, so we take it in stride, but I think that you do a really good job of making sure that you're on top of your medications and doing everything that you need to be doing. But in this instance, it is affecting school a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think rare disease, interestingly, it is a disease, but then how does it actually impact people? And I think it's so great, Cambria, that your answer is it doesn't. And I think that because you have made it so you can live your life how you want, right? But I do know you guys just moved. Tell me a little bit about that.
Where'd we move to?
North Carolina.
Why did we move?
To don't know.
A number of reasons, but one of them, it puts us closer to Duke. So before, when we would go on medical travel and leave our home and kind of separate the family out because we didn't have the resources we needed in Kansas City, we didn't have the physicians we needed who really understood rare disease and were willing to kind of jump in with both feet and educate themselves. We have had to travel to go track down those physicians and those experts, and we have been to how many places? Can you remember?
No.
Have we been to Mayo?
No, Texas Children's, and
then NIH, right?
Yeah.
And then how many, do you remember how many hospitals in Kansas City we've been to?
No.
3, just there. And do you remember our phone consults who we do meetings with sometimes?
Yeah.
Mass Gen and Boston Children's.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're all in one spot, in one location, no more separating everybody and no more trying to coordinate between this hospital and that hospital and trying to get people to talk to each other. It's all in one spot now. So we are very excited and relieved that we have this opportunity.
Wow, well, that's awesome that you were able to do that, because just hearing about all those places, wow, I bet you're one of the most traveled 11-year-olds there is. You've seen a lot of this country, haven't you?
She has. She's got some stories. She usually just brings up the embarrassing ones and points out gaffes that I've made. But I think people don't realize how much of a hardship medical travel can be, and it's not just the expense, but you are separating everybody, and it's a question of who goes. Does mom go? Does dad go? Is there a way to make it where both of us can go and the other kids are still covered? So definitely efforts like yours that educate and raise awareness, I think definitely bring us to a place where we have a better education system, a better sharing of resources, and people hopefully won't have to make that move or make that decision about who's going to stay and who's going to go because we have to leave our hometown and we're not getting the care we need.
Right, right. Well, I think it's kind of cool, Cambria, that you have a foundation in your name, right? Can you guys tell me a little bit about that foundation?
So how do I say this? How do I say
Well, we started just kind of doing basic advocacy and raising awareness when Cambria was younger, and didn't really want to go into any particular niche because it was really something we were just kind of opening and growing and waiting for her to step into. And in January this year, or maybe December of last year, she kind of stepped up and started deciding how she was going to raise awareness in a new way. And how was that? Who's your buddy?
Say that a little bit louder, please. Who is he?
Fred. What does Fred do?
He helps raise awareness for rare disease kids.
How? Has Fred been on some travels
Yes.
like you? Can you tell?
He's
So when you were still in Kansas, he came back east, right?
been.
And who did he visit? Can you show his little, is that a necklace? Are we using that as a necklace? And his pen? So did we get pictures?
Yes.
And Fred got in the box and shipped out and went and saw Stephanie, right? And Mar?
Yes.
And he went to a dinner and a gala, right? And then who did he go see? Did he go see Shannon?
Yes.
And raise awareness for, do you remember the disease?
Narcolepsy.
Narcolepsy, see? How
Excellent.
about that? That's awesome. So Fred's been in quarantine since he returned home from his last visit. And now what's Fred going to do since there's travel restrictions?
Virtual calls.
Fred's going to start Zooming and doing the virtual calls that way.
Excellent. Can you hold Fred up so he can be part of our virtual call?
That's
That. Yeah, put him right next to you. So Fred the zebra is now going to be part of, he's going to have some virtual Zooms. So if anyone wants to talk to him, and I'm guessing you might be on there with him.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So that's very exciting because that is an awesome way to raise awareness, right? To talk about things that matter to rare disease patients and kids. Yeah, the gala he went to, I think I saw that online. I think he went to the Uplifting Athletes Gala, right?
Mhm.
So what a cool idea. Have you told some of your friends that you're doing this?
No.
No?
Yes.
yeah, Samantha and Caroline both know.
Yeah.
And actually, your blog is where people can sign up if they want Fred to come, right?
Mhm.
And visit them and have a virtual meeting. And that's mylifeasazebra.com.
Yes.
mylifeasazebra.com. Okay, so if somebody listening wants to have Fred visit, I know I had sent a message, so I'm hoping Fred can Zoom with me, but maybe this is what's happening. I'm already doing it. I just mentioned before this call, my dad's name is Fred, and we call him Grandpa Freddy. So he was excited to hear about Fred the zebra, because Freddie and Fred, maybe they should meet sometime. This is just silly, isn't it?
Oh, that would be awesome. We could do like a 3-way Zoom call.
Yeah.
Fred and Fred meet. Oh, I like this. This is great.
Look at that. So I think it's so awesome. The next question I was going to talk about was, kind of how has the mission of the foundation changed? And I think the coolest thing is this was named to honor and help and support Cambria and what her disease and her diagnosis meant. But now she's kind of leading the charge. And I think that's so cool.
She is, and she actually, is raising awareness for Fred and sending him out, but is kind of developing bigger plans for other rare disease kids. And do you want to share a little bit about what you're hoping to do with your foundation now?
Adopt some rare disease kids and then use the Cambria Lord Foundation to help other parents adopt rare disease kids.
That's it. That's it in a nutshell right there. How many are we adopting? And by we, you know, Dad and I have been told that we have our own house of grandchildren that we're going to be responsible for, right? Maybe.
So you're thinking that you want to help other families adopt rare kids.
Yes.
That is a great mission. And, you know, I think it's so cool because I know I'm a rare disease patient, but I wasn't a child when I was diagnosed, but I was in my 20s. And interestingly enough, I learned how to speak for myself and to advocate, and you're learning it at such a young age, and you're not just advocating on little things. These are big deals. So I think it's so awesome just to, you know, have that. You have this foundation you can do things with, and that's what you're doing. So I love that you're coming up with your own ideas. That's great.
Thank you.
We're excited to see where she takes it.
Excellent. So again, it's my life
As a zebra.com.
Okay, so we should check that out. And is there anything else about the foundation that you guys want to talk to me about?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? You're working on blog posts. You're working on checklists, right? I think. So it's kind of out there as a companion site for the Cambria Lord Foundation, and, you know, just trying to connect with other kids, I think. She's really kind of the boss, and we play it by ear and take her lead.
Yeah, that's awesome. And have you, if you could, Cambria, if you could give some advice to another rare disease kid, what would it be? Do you have any advice or words? Because look at you, you're smiling, you're making things happen, and you're taking it with ease. Do you have anything you would say to another kid if you met a rare disease kid?
I have no idea.
No? No idea. How about Mom? Do you have any advice?
You know, I will be honest, she kind of surprised me when you asked that question about how does it impact her, and she's like, it doesn't, because, you know, we see the daily, you know, we're on medications 3 times a day, we're doing that shot at night, and we see the things that not everybody else sees, you know, when they're in pain, when they're uncomfortable, when they're upset about something, and we do our best as parents to try to mitigate that. And I think we always figure it's this monumental task or issue or thing that they're going through, and they're so resilient. And she just totally demonstrated that to me by saying that it doesn't affect me. So maybe, you know, Mom and Dad need to have a step back and a check and go, okay, maybe, you know, she does have it under control like she says she does, and it's not as bad as we think in some instances, but she's just plowing forward, and that's pretty cool. That was pretty neat to see, and that wouldn't have happened if we weren't talking to Lisa. So thank you for that.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you. And I think there's something to be said. Cambria, you are a tough cookie. I can see it. I see things happening in this world, but we know that is not without the family help and the structure and the support that you guys provide. So yes, Eden, it's probably one of those things you look and say, wow, I can't believe that. Maybe I should take a step back, but I'm sure she wouldn't be where she is today without you. So
they are resilient. That's the perfect word. I think all of our rare kids are very, very resilient.
Absolutely. So it has been such a pleasure talking to you guys today. I think that's kind of all we're going to talk about for the Cambria Lord Foundation live in person with Cambria and Fred. So I think I'm going to close this up. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Before closing, we would like to explain to you our new Rare New England in Motion segment. Rare New England in Motion is the perfect way to expand upon our mission of engaging with our community. We are continuing to post our shows on the Rare New England YouTube channel and our social media. Once a month, we will take a show and a guest to come live on Facebook. During these sessions, we will run our show and have that show's guest live to answer viewers' questions. We will continue to promote these events on our social media channels. Please submit any questions you have anytime for our guests to info@rarenewengland.org. And please continue to follow our social media so you can see when these shows will be live. That is our show for today. And again, I want to say a special thank you to Eden, Cambria, and Fred for being here today. Oh, yep, he's in the picture. I love it. So thank you for being here. From all of us at Rare New England and all the patients and families who keep rare disease in motion, thank you for watching. And remember, when you hear hoofbeats, think horses, then think zebras. Thank you.